to our literary journey. What we've done so far is added a folder to the title of our book. My book is divided into parts, and then in each part there are chapters. So what we're going to do is fill in each chapter as we read it. So a couple of things that I've done. One, I've created a folder on my desktop named Unbroken, because that's the book I'm reading, and I've started a notes document. In my notes document, I've read chapter 1, and I took note of some of the most important things, namely, who, Louis Zamperini and his family, what's it about, his childhood, when, from 1917 to 1930, and then where he was born, Olean, New York, and then he moved to Torrance, California, and then there are some notes of the important details about the character development for him. So what I'm going to do is display this. But as I did that, I wanted to be able to show some pictures. So I did a search for Louis Zamperini on Google, switched it to images right here, and I found a whole bunch of pictures that I'm probably going to use throughout all this. From here, I saved a couple of the pictures that I wanted to use to include the picture of the cover of the book. And now I'm going to display this information. So when I go to Google Earth, here on the main folder, the Unbroken folder, I'm going to add a photo, and I'm going to browse to the cover picture of it. I'm going to call this cover and click OK. Now whenever I want to see the title of this book, I can go to that. Now I'm going to go to the details. Here he was born in Olean, New York. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to use the search feature in the top left-hand corner. Paste Olean, New York in there, and Google Earth will find that location for me. Here we are. This is where he was born. So in the Chapter 1 folder, right-click, add a place mark. And I'm going to make it the picture of him as a little boy. I'm going to call this birthplace. And click OK. Now, some of the details about his birthplace. I'm going to go back to the notes. Born 1917 in January, son of Italian immigrants, older brother, 2 younger sisters, and raised Catholic. I'm going to copy that and paste it into the properties box of that place mark. So now I can click on that and it will give me all of those details. Next, he moved to Torrance, California. So I'm going to copy Torrance, California. Paste that up here into the search feature. There we are. And I'm going to add this location as well. Right click, add place mark, switch it to the picture of him a little bit older, this one. I'm going to name this place mark childhood. And from the notes, he moved there in 1919. He was a very rambunctious child. He experienced Italian discrimination. He was bullied. Therefore, he taught himself how to fight. He was constantly in trouble. And then because of the eugenics program in the United States, that scared him straight. So let me paste all of that in here as well. So now it looks like this. Now the eugenics program. A lot of people don't know what that is. So what I did was I went to Wikipedia, went to the look up eugenics, and it brought up this web page that tells you all about it. So if anyone else was curious, I'm going to copy this URL, come back to Google Earth, and right here in the properties, next to eugenics, I'm going to paste that URL, click OK. So now a user could take this KML, click on this URL, and it would take them to the eugenics Wikipedia page. So there you go. We moved fairly quickly, but because we're organized, we can do so. What we covered was how to use the search feature, how to add place marks, how to add stuff into the description box, to include hyperlinks, and they also covered how to display a picture like this. All right. So that's what I want you guys to do. As you read your first chapter of your book, take note of the important things. That way you can visualize it later on. And remember, always, 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 file, save, and save my places. And then we'll move on to chapter 2 and so on. Thanks for watching, and map your world.